somebody tells you to be in a box that is breaking and ripping at the seams, get out of the box. You're not going to be comfortable in there. You're going to be squished. You're going to be bent. And that's not worth it because you won't be able to do your best work under those confines. Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Toks, and on this channel, I give you strategies and tips around business, relationships, and personal development. Today, I want to talk about why it's not necessarily the best decision to niche all the way down and have one niche. When I was starting my entrepreneurial journey, I was very deep into the thoughts around brand, how I want to represent myself, and what I want to put out there. And a lot of the personal research I was doing came up with the concept of having a niche, niching things down, and I tried it for a bit, I won't lie, but it never worked for me. And part of the reason is because in order to niche down, I felt that I had to mute or minimize a lot of the things that I was very passionate about. And in doing so, it kind of blocked my personality. I couldn't really bring my full self, my authentic self to the spaces I occupied because I was trying to hide a bunch of stuff that I didn't feel fell into the box of whatever niche it was that I had chosen at that time. So now I do not niche down. I am very big on being open and bringing your full self to the spaces you occupy because it helps you find your community, to find your tribe, and it also helps people to gravitate towards you because you're not trying so hard to not be something. Instead, you're being the abundance of what you are, and that has a way of attracting to you the people who gravitate towards it. And that's, at the end of the day, I think what we really want, right? You want to build a community that has come to you because of who you are authentically, so you don't find yourself having to force and pretend to be something you're not to keep them around. So when I say don't have a niche, I'm not talking about making this the wild, wild west where you can kind of just do anything. You still have to have strategy, right? You have to know the direction you're going in, but you don't have to confine yourself beyond your comfort level just to fit into a little box of this is the one thing I'm known for. So the way that I have been able to do this with my business, with my personal brand, is that I created my 3 pillars of genius and my 3 modes of presentation. And I will be using my business, my personal brand as an example to walk you through exactly what this means, how I apply it in my business, so that hopefully you're able to also see how you could apply this and maybe liberate yourself and free yourself from the shackles of having to niche down to nothing. You know, if you are a bunch of stuff, bring all of that stuff. For some people, it will be way too much, but for your people, it will be just enough, and they will be salivating for you to bring more of it to them. So the first step is to figure out your pillars of genius. And your pillars of genius are a hybrid of your zone of genius and your marketing pillars. These are the things that you are passionate about, that you can talk about easily, and that you genuinely enjoy. For me, I say it at the beginning of almost every single video, it's business, relationships, and personal development. These are topics that I feel very, very well versed on. I enjoy talking about them. They interest me. I do self-study on them, and I'm constantly striving to grow, and I have in a way that I feel could be beneficial to others. For business, I talk about the entrepreneurial journey as well as the 9-to-5 journey because those are the journeys that I'm on. I quit my job in 2019 to pursue entrepreneurship, and last September, I started a 9-to-5 job while actively also still running my business. And I have experience. I might not be the greatest entrepreneur yet, but I have started something that other people are maybe thinking about starting and trying to determine, and it is truly my pleasure to share with people the journey that I'm on. The second one is relationships, and this is everything from romantic relationships, my heartbreak stories, which I've shared with you, all the way to marketing yourself, pitching yourself, dealing with family members, dealing with friends, and just being intrapersonal. As somebody who seems very bubbly and like an extrovert while still truly being an introvert, I have a lot of experience, right? So I share my view on relationships with all of my platforms in order to help other people figure out what they're doing, maybe see themselves, or even think about things from a different perspective, because I always will share my personal perspective on things. The final pillar is personal development, and this is the love of my life. When you think about personal development, it's everything from self love, confidence building, healing from traumas, financial literacy, luxury, self care, all of that good stuff, right? And as long as whatever it is that I am talking about has to do with improving myself in any way, like high level self. So it could be improving my body, improving my mind, improving my spirit, improving my finances. It falls into the personal development category. And that is something that I am extremely, extremely passionate about. I will never stop growing. I will never stop learning. So why not share it, right? I read a bunch of books. I am constantly getting revelations. So I like to bring that into all the work that I do because it's something that I feel very authentic, true, and passionate about. These are my pillars of genius. And when you're looking to find your pillars of genius, use those same metrics. What do you enjoy talking about? What are you passionate about? What do you believe in? And what makes you happy? At the end of the day, I might care about the environment, but talking about it on videos for hours and hours, week after week, is not something that I have the emotional, mental bandwidth for, nor do I care to increase. So yes, some people might love it when I talk about some environment stuff, but if I don't have it in me, that's not my pillar of genius, because there's some people who would sit in nature and tell you about that all day, but it's not going to be me. So figure out the things that you love, that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, and I'd say keep it around 3. But if you have more than that, more power to you. I like to keep things around 3 to 5, and I keep them quite high level. Like the way I say business, but it's broken down into like a bunch of roots. Relationships, same thing. Personal development, the same thing. But there's a general overview of what the umbrella is, right? So your pillars of genius are the first thing you need. These kind of become your niche, because if people know that they're coming to your page to find these things, they know they're going to get a variation of them, and they don't know what to expect per se in the specifics, but they'll know that like at a high level, this is what you're always going to kind of be talking about. When it comes to your means of presentation, this is the important part. How are people going to gain the information that you are sharing in your zone of genius? And for me, the way I share my information is through motivation, tips, and strategies. There are many ways that the information in my pillars of genius can be presented. There are many ways where yours can be presented, right? But when people come to your page, they need to know that this is how they're going to get it from you. So for me, motivation is a very big deal. I do not like to talk about things that are not exciting or worthy to me, because I know that that resonates and translates to the way that people absorb the information I give. I am a very positive, faith-filled person while also being very realistic. So I am big on storytelling. If I am going to tell you about something and give you tips or strategy on something, chances are that I or someone in very close proximity to me has experienced it personally. And I am not above sharing with you the stories, which is why when I did my heartbreak series, that's doing quite well. I think one of the best series and videos that I've done on my channel, people really resonated, because I wasn't saying this is how you get over heartbreak, but I've never experienced it. I'm like, no, I've been through some stuff. This is what it is. And I'm going to share it with you, not just by giving you high level, but telling you my story and allowing you to feel comfortable that, oh, if she's telling me this and she's actually been through it, maybe she is a credible source for the information that she's giving. Being honest and optimistic are also a really big part of this means of presentation for me, because when I tell people about my stories, they can seem very heartbreaking, but when I come at it from this positive disposition and I'm honest and letting them know that, hey, I'm shiny now, which is why I'm talking to you about it, but let me tell you about the dark moments, people love that. People can relate to that, because I'm not sitting here acting like I've always been this person. I'm letting people know that this is the journey that got me here. And if I could start from like rock bottom and get to where I am, so can you. So motivation is a very, very big part of it for me. And that's why that is, I'd say, my main means of presentation of everything else that I do. My second means of presentation is tips. I love to give tips. There'll probably be 2 or 3 tips, or even more than that, in every single video I do, because I want to give you something to take away. If we're talking about how to deal with heartbreak and I say, get out of bed, that's a tip. If I say, talk to some friends about it, that's a tip. If I say push yourself even when you don't feel like it, those are tips. And for me, I love giving tips because I'm a list kind of person. So it's very important to know that whenever you come to my page, you're probably going to get some tips on how you should get your stuff done. And when I present that in the beginning, in the intro of every single video I make, you know you're not coming here to get anything else. You know you're going to come here and you're going to get a few tips, some information, some motivation, and the final part, which is strategy. Strategy is another means of presentation that I find very important because I feel that for me, tips can sometimes be very topical, right? Like staying on the same example of dealing with heartbreak and telling someone to get out of bed. That is good in theory, but when my body is so heavy and I'm being absorbed by my comforter, how exactly do I motivate myself and shift my mindset to a place where I can justify getting out of bed? And that is what I do. By trade, I am a strategist. I love to not just give you the high level, but give you the tools to really accomplish whatever it is that you have at the high level. So I do that through presenting strategy. So if I give you a tip, I'm going to break it down a lot more and give you means of how to shift your mindset, how to get to that place and not just say, just get out of bed, because that doesn't always work. So these are the ways that I have defined my brand identity and really stepped away from the concept of having a niche. When you come to my page, you are getting a lot of different things, but you know exactly what you're coming for. You're coming for my honest, true take on the things that I love talking about, and you won't necessarily like all the videos, and that's okay, but at the same time, you're getting the best and most authentic version of me. So I hope that this video helps you really redefine and rethink what your niche is, what you want to get into, and how you want to represent yourself in the spaces that you occupy. If somebody tells you to be in a box that is breaking and ripping at the seams, get out of the box. You're not going to be comfortable in there. You're going to be squished. You're going to be bent. And that's not worth it because you won't be able to do your best work under those confines. Liberate yourself, be free, step into every space with your most authentic self and see the way that those who are meant to be in your community undeniably gravitate towards you. I hope this helps you, and I would love to hear what you do. What are your pillars of genius and what are your means of presentation? Please share this with a friend, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button so you can get information of every single time I post a new video around these pillars of genius. And I will speak to you again soon. Bye.